y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to share a very exciting recipe with y'all. This was very highly requested, so I figured I would share it with y'all. So today we are going to be making a Copycat low-carb Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme. So I had actually never had a Crunchwrap until a couple of months ago. I tried a bite of them and they're actually pretty darn good, but they're definitely not low carb in any way, shape, or form. So I had been brainstorming and I was like, what could I do to kind of like replace the crunch in the middle to kind of lower the carbs? And I had a bright idea. Crispy cheese, and it tastes pretty darn good, I must say. So without further ado, let's hop right into this low-carb Crunchwrap Supreme recipe. First things first, we are going to make some taco seasoned ground beef. So right here, I have a pound of ground chuck that I am just going to dump into this pan and brown it up. So as you can tell, my ground beef is now brown. I drained out the grease. And now what I'm going to do is I have some taco seasoning. Just got this at the grocery store. You can get whatever taco seasoning you want. Just follow the instructions that it has on it. So this one I add my water, add in my taco seasoning. And now I'm just going to stir this together and let it simmer and thicken up just a little bit. My taco seasoned ground beef is all done, so we're gonna set this to the side and get started on the rest of the Crunchwrap. The next step is to make the little crispy cheese circle that's going to go in the middle of our Crunchwrap that makes it a Crunchwrap. There is two different ways to go about this. You can do it in the microwave or on the stove. So for the microwave, you get a piece of parchment paper, some shredded cheese, and you'll microwave it down and it'll turn into that crispy, cheesy circle. Or you can throw a handful of cheese in a skillet and fry it up until it's crispy as well. Either way works, but the microwave version is what I'm going to do today just because it's so much faster. So to make this crispy cheese circle, what you're going to do is get a little piece of parchment paper. I cut it into a little square. So now you're gonna take about a little handful of cheese and just plop that down right in the middle of the parchment paper. And now you're going to stick this in the microwave for a minute to a minute and 15 seconds or until it is crispy. This is what it looks like after you microwave that cheese for about a minute. So it comes off as one big crispy cheesy circle. And what I'm going to do is just set it over here on a paper towel and just kind of let it cool off so it doesn't burn me. We've got our taco seasoned ground beef done. We've got our crispy cheese circle done. So now let me tell you what else you're going to need. So first and foremost, you're going to need some low carb tortillas. So this is the La Banderita carb counter. These are 5 net carbs. And these are the Mission Carb Balance soft taco flour tortillas with 6 net carbs. Mission sells a burrito size of their Carb Balance tortillas, but I went to like 5 different stores and I could not find them anywhere. I believe they may only be carried at Target because that's the only place that I could find them, but there wasn't one in stock within 30 miles of me. So it's going to be a toss-up if you can find them. You're going to need some shredded lettuce, some sour cream, and then some queso or nacho cheese. This is the queso that I have in the fridge, so that's what I'm going to use in this recipe. And lastly, if you like tomatoes, you can get some diced tomatoes to add into your Crunchwrap as well, but I despise tomatoes, so I didn't buy any. I don't have any to show you, but feel free to add tomatoes into your Crunchwrap if you would like. It is time to assemble the Crunchwrap. So the first step is you take some of your ground beef. You don't want too much because you have to be very careful about overstuffing these because they are smaller tortillas. Unless you have the burrito size, you may be able to add a little extra. So just plop a couple tablespoons of ground beef right in the middle of your tortilla. What you're going to do next is take your queso or nacho cheese, whatever you have on hand, and I melted this in the microwave, and now I'm just going to pour a little bit over the ground beef. I like a lot of cheese, so I'm adding quite a bit. Up next is our cheesy chip, but this one's spread out a little bit, so I'm gonna break off the edges a little bit just so it's not so big. And this is a good snack while you make the Crunchwrap because crispy cheese is so good. So I made this a little smaller, so I'm just gonna set it right there on top of my ground beef. So now I'm going to take my sour cream and spread a little layer of it right over the top of the cheese shell. Now I'm going to add some shredded lettuce on top of that. And if you want diced tomatoes, you add those on top now. Up next, I have this little piece of another tortilla, and this is going to ensure that our Crunchwrap closes. I just kind of ripped out a circle of another tortilla, and now you're just going to set that on top of everything. And then you're just going to go around and start folding up your Crunchwrap like so. And then you just gotta hold it down a little bit. And just like that, our Crunchwrap is ready to go get browned in a skillet. I have this skillet heated up to a medium heat. I'm going to take some coconut oil spray and spray this pan. So now I have my Crunchwrap and I have the seams, and those are gonna go down into the skillet first. So just gently lay that down, and we're gonna let it brown up and get a little crispy on both sides. After about 3 to 4 minutes on one side, you can gently flip over your Crunchwrap. It's very hot if you use your hands, and just let it brown up on the other side. Once both sides of the Crunchwrap were brown, I pulled it off of the stove, and just like that, you have a low-carb Crunchwrap. Is that not the most exciting thing you've ever seen? I thought I would take a bite into this and show you what it looks like. Y'all, this is so good. Let's see if I can give you a little up close and personal view with the Crunchwrap. Look at that. So you got the meat and the cheese and then the crispy layer and then the lettuce. This tastes like I'm cheating. Like I literally went to Taco Bell and got me a Crunchwrap. But this one is low carb. A lot lower in carbs than the Crunchwrap you would get from Taco Bell. This Crunchwrap has 10 to 12 net carbs in it, which is not bad for what could almost be considered a like fun treat to have when you're doing a low carb or a dirty keto diet. So super delicious. You have got to give these a try. So many Crunchwraps, oh my golly. I made a couple extras since I had everything out so I could take pictures for my blog, because I'm gonna post this recipe on my blog as well. If you enjoyed this Crunchwrap recipe, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below, and I'll see y'all again real soon with another video. Bye guys!